Hey everybody, it's your man Tyke coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before we begin, I would like to ask that you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to this here channel, and share me if you feel it ain't robbery, and if you know somebody else who might like these stories. But without further ado, this one here is for the ladies. Men, don't get jealous. I had to work through my insecurities too as a child. So, ladies, this one is strictly for you. So this is a story of Reggie. Reggie was known throughout the Ivy Lane area, Ivy Lane, New Malibu, Carver Shores. He was known as that dude in his time. Uh, this was in probably, I'm gonna say this had to be in like the late 90s to the early 2000s. So Reggie came from a family of men that was well endowed. But these guys was known for being criminals in the community. I mean, criminals. Straight up cut your throat, crack your fucking head, rob you. It got so this family was so fucked up. The family that Reggie came from, it was so fucked up. I don't think none of them even knew what a pair of underwear was. They just was nasty, nasty men. Walk out the door, pants sliding down on their ass, and no drawers on. You seeing the butt cheek, butt crack, and the only thing you're seeing is the whistles swagging and flagging, and they would just run and jump and play in the hot sun and the sweat. Sometimes they get a smell worked up on them. Boy, you just goddamn man, you throw some water on that ass or something, nigga. Do some shit, nigga. You in close quarter combat. We playing sandlot football. I digress. It got that bad. Well, so Reggie, he was known throughout the project of just knocking down these older chicks. And not older chicks like old ladies. These older chicks. Reggie was about 17, 18, and these chicks was in their 30s. Now, granted, these chicks had been ran through in the hood, or they had little baby daddies, or situations that they would go to the clubs and drank all up on another dude. And Reggie was in demand because, Reggie and his brothers, they would call one of them over there to the house, and Reggie just came over there and laid straight dick to him. So he was a savage. Now, none of the men in Reggie's family could read. For some odd reason, the women could, but the men couldn't. I don't know what that's about. My mom and my grandma was talking to me one day about it, and I share that with you. So it's like all of the men in the family was illiterate, and you wondering how the hell they got through school, how they was doing this, and it came to me. My mom made the joke and said, all those boys, when they were going to school, they was fucking their way through high school. They were fucking their way through middle school, fucking their way through high school. And so I'm like, what? You can do that? So me and Reggie and about four other people, Pee Wee, we sitting on the green tank because Reggie lived right in front of the green tank. His house was right there. His Uncle Slim, his Uncle Slim and his cousin Nose, they was all sitting up there, and they lived. You on the green tank, you could look at their house and see their motherfucking house and the little screen door and shit in the apartment. So we say, hey man, we hear you can't read, so we making jokes for him. The hooked on phonics had can't die, and we like, bitch, do you need hooked on phonics? And he stood up and say, my mama say I don't need to know how to read as long as I got a big dick in my pants. And let's be real, people. We knew the nigga was hung. The nigga wasn't no average young man. The nigga wasn't average. I just say it like that. So, oh man, shut up, nigga. You ain't got all y'all nigga got them education. Y'all gonna have to work for the white man. Y'all gonna have to do this type of shit right here. But bitch, I ain't gotta do nothing but be a sugar daddy. I mean a gigolo. I ain't gotta do nothing but lay down with them whole fuck them bitches and get all their money. That's what I'm gonna be when I grow up. I'm gonna be one of them. Them hoes gonna take care of me. He used to always say that. I swear to God, he used to always say that. He like, man, ain't nobody gonna take care of your motherfucking ass. Nigga, throw the ball. Bitch, give me some of that Twinkie. He was just talking shit. And although he was like really big, bigger than us, no pun intended, the bitch was like a grown ass man bigger than us. No pun intended. He was just not a little boy body like we had a little boy body. This bitch was built just like the picture of the nigga sitting on the back of this truck, but he was 17. God damn. So the motherfucker was a damn. He wasn't the leader of the group. He was like the second in command. Cause ain't nobody gonna fuck with him. This nigga looked like a grown ass man at 17. So we had him everywhere with us. So back to his issue. So again, all the women liked him because he was a lot prettier than his other family members. So he had it all. He had the ripped abs, he had the muscles, he had the pole, and he had a nice smile. So all the women wanted him. So we would knock on the door sometime when we want to play, hang out, come to the court, let's play pop the curve, all that shit there. And his grandma would literally sit up there and say, he sleep. He sleep. He getting his rest. Now this is like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So she would wake him up about 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, tell him to get in the shower, put him on nice cologne, smell good, deodorant, talcum powder on his nuts, whatever. And she would dress him up in some nice clothes. He would not have on underwear. And I mean, he would be sitting up there all dressed up, pretty, sitting in the house. And women, young women, 32, 33, would come to the house. The grandma let him in, and he'd take them in the back room, and he'll do what he had to do to him. Now, Reggie had to be servicing at least 3 to 4 women a night. And the grandma was getting the money because she didn't take care of him. He didn't have no good clothes. Told you, they didn't even have drawers. He didn't have no good clothes at night. So my grandma used to look and say, that woman gonna pay for that shit. She taking that boy nature, she using that boy, she doing this right here. But then my mama would be like, well, all the men in the family got one, so shit, it is what it is, and she would laugh. But my grandma never found that shit humorous. So one night, Reggie said, I'm tired. He came outside on the back porch, because when you walk outside the backyard, on the back porch of the projects where we were, you can look down over the banister, because we used to crawl up on the banister and get on the roof and throw rocks at cars and shit. So you can look down and you can see him, and he was just out there walking the yard, all smelling like cologne and cool water and shit, and he was chilling. And I'm like, Reggie, nigga, you good? And he was like, man, I'm just so bored with these shit. I'm sick of fucking these hoes. And I'm like, nigga, you sick of fucking bitch? Like, fuck. He like, you don't get it, man. He say, I just wish I'd die. I wish I ain't had this dick. I wish. He was saying shit like this, and his grandma heard him cursing himself. So she ran out the kitchen, out the back door, gave him a 2-piece. Pop, pop, pop. And she like, don't ever say that. Get your ass in here. Don't talk to him no more. He don't know what the fuck you talking about. He got you thinking like this. And she look up on the roof. Nigga, I done laid flat on that bitch. She think he talking to himself. Like, oh, don't be saying that shit out loud. Start talking to yourself. People make you think crazy. But I knew Reggie was in pain. So I go to my grandma, and I'm like, hey, grandma. I say, so you know about, Reggie, Slim, and Nose and them? My grandma say, yeah, oof. It's a damn shame them kids ain't gonna have no fuck stamina when they grow up. They nature gonna be drained out of them. When they become men, they ain't gonna be no good for their wife. I say, well, Reggie was outside telling me how he wish he didn't have his penis no more, that big, and he said he's sick and tired of having sex with these girls. And my grandma, grandma, I knew it. That bitch killing that boy. He don't get to go out and experience life. When the last time he went to a skating rink? She say, well, I'm going to see that bitch tomorrow. She going to ask me to give her a ride to work. And when we in that car together, I'm going to talk to her. So I say, Grandma, don't mention my name, because the flip lady right by her house, and I was a fat-ass little kid, bitch, and I love to go get me some sweets. So she say, no, I talk to a woman. So we left it there, went to sleep. Grandma said, chill, gave me a kiss on the forehead, went to sleep. Woke up the next day, Grandma gone, car gone, Buick floating. I see him getting in the car. I'm smelling coffee and white diamond perfume, so I know Grandma in her mood now. She fancy with it. Man, Grandma got off work, dropped that lady off at the corner, didn't even pull all the way into the driveway. of the project, drop that bitch off at the corner and say, stay away from that hoe. She into some dumb shit. And I'm like, what you mean? My people, this shit gets serious in the hood. And I'm surprised the FBI, CIA, all them people didn't sponsor half of these shits. But she said, she was telling my grandmama, every time the man in there fucking, the young boy in there fucking the women, and he not using protection, he would have to alert her that he was about to nut. And when he about to nut, she would literally run in the room or either be just come out the closet, wherever it was. My grandma said she used to watch. She would walk in there, have him pull his penis out of her right before he got ready to nut, and she would whack him off into a jar, and she would be keeping the boy's semen, right? She would be keeping that shit. Now, as she keeping the man's semen and doing what she got to do with it, she been saving these people's semens up for a long time, putting them in deep freezers and all this other shit. She had a special deep freezer. I'm getting ready to hurl just thinking about the shit my grandma told me. So I'm like, what is she doing that for? And grandma said she said that she would sell the boy's semen to witch doctors, spell workers, root workers, because he was a vital buck. Say that because his energy was so good and sexual energy is so strong, amongst raw energy people, she would sell this boy's semen to be used in spell work. Now y'all would think that was the creepy part of this motherfucking story, but it ain't. This shit get a little worse. So y'all keep that in mind. She was selling the boy's semen. Now, grandma also told me, my mama, all the brother and cousin, because she wanted me to feel sympathy for Reggie, because we were jealous of the nigga. Fuck you, nigga, you fucking, we ain't fucking yet, bitch, fuck you. So she wanted us to feel sympathy for him. So she sat us down and told us everything about him. She say, when he was born, all the other men in the family, were born runt. In the South, we say they runt, or they hung like a mule. All the other men had something to work with. So Reggie didn't have nothing to work with when he was born. So when he got about 7 or 8, his shit still wasn't long as the family people thought it was. So she did something, what my grandma called to this day, is a priapism. Now, I don't know what it is. I'm going to look it up after this. I'm just telling the story and I remember. Grandma says she would give the man a priapism. And I'm like, a priapism? And say, yeah. So the lady, every day since that boy was 8 years old, she would take a stick, a bat, or a hammer, like a wooden hammer mallet, and she would make him lay his penis on a bed, a table, or something, and she would take that mallet and she would whack it. Pow! Now, as she whacked the man's junk, okay? She would whack his junk. Say it would bruise, bleed, and swell. And this lady had known how to do a priapism through people being taught, she being taught by people in her lineage. So all the men in the family who didn't have extremely long dicks would have to get hit with a mallet to become a priapism. Now, I'm looking it up right now, and it says a priapism comes with damaging the spongy tissue of the penis to where when the blood flows into it, it never gets soft. This is painful for some men from what the internet saying. I'm looking at it right now. So, fellas, don't go having your lady beat your dick with a hammer or a spoon or any foreign object, please. It may not work. She got to start this shit from birth. And don't be abusing your kids doing this shit either. Come on now, be human. So it says when blood flows into the penis stays erect. And the longer a penis stay erect, it's like a muscle, the motherfucker begin to take shape of that erection. So when it do go down, it's already like a balloon or use spent condom. And then when the bitch fill up again, that's just most space is gonna do. So grandma said the bitch was abusing the kid, and she say I should call DCF on that bitch. But I can't get involved because the boy healthy, he eating, she just doing dumb magical shit with him, and they ain't gonna believe me. that shit, and she was hiding the boy's sperm. So grandma said, well, next time you see Reggie, have him come down here and talk to me. I said, yes, ma'am. So Reggie didn't come outside for like 2, 3 days. So when he finally come outside and sit on the green tank, he would eat some sweets. She always gave Reggie sweets. He would eat some sweets, and he always had more than enough. Hey man, give me one of them little motherfucking Debbie cake, bitch. And he like, all right, my nigga, get one. He like, tight, nigga, you stupid. Where the fuck? How you flatten yourself on that roof like that, bitch? You fat. Fat niggas can't flatten themselves, and he used to make joke. All right, fuck you. Give me the Twinkie. And he like, fat boy want a Twinkie, and he'll dangle the bitch, and I couldn't jump because I was fat. Don't judge. So he'll give me the bitch, but he was a cool nigga. He was always on my team. If somebody trying to fuck with me, he'll swing on them for me, and he'll stand up for me like that. So I said, Grandma, I want to talk to you, man. You feel like talking to Grandma? He like, yeah, Grandma, cool. So he go down there and he talk to Grandma, and Grandma pull him in the room, and I'm ear hustling like a motherfucker at this point. I'm got my ear to the door. Grandma say, baby, you okay? Yeah. Grandma say, how you feel down there? He like, I'm okay, Grandma. And she say, I'm not trying to take advantage of you. We just talking. And what my grandma was saying, as soon as she asked him how he was doing down there, his shit started getting erect. Because he felt like, okay, it's an older woman. I got to perform and I got to fuck and I got to do. And grandma was like shaking her head saying, this poor baby. And so long story, go back to it. Grandma was sitting up there talking to him, and grandma was asking him how he feeling. And grandma, told him to stand up and turn around. And grandma blew some sage on him, and she cleaned him spiritually. Because she told him, baby, all these spiritual demons jumping in and on you that you've been using. Grandma said, I'm going to give you something. So grandma went in her drawer and she gave him a necklace or a little beaded thing made strictly for him. It looked like a little leather Indian pouch with a shell on it, but it was wrapped up in something. And she said, whatever you do, don't ever take this off. Y'all remember that too. She told him never take it off. So now he's feeling good about himself. Things are working out. And he goes back home and he has on the necklace. His grandma don't make him take it off. The shit is just working out excellent for him. He's healthy. He's happy. He's performing better in the bed. And grandma just was telling me she just wanted to save his soul so people don't take his soul away. Now, in a perfect world, it would have worked out great. The pouch would have protected him. Grandma would have did her job. The boy would have grew up to be a man, and things would have been working out for him. But people, it didn't work out like that. So Reggie, grandmama had put him on with somebody from out of the, I want to say, Apopka area. If not Apopka, a little bit further, Zellwood. So his grandmama had put him on to start fucking with those people over there. So one of the ladies that came back over there and everything, she was a very attractive woman. She was in her 40s, 42, 43. So Reggie was like, dude, I'm hitting a bad one. Now Reggie ain't never fall in love with none of these people. Never fall in love with none of the chicks he was doing because his grandma had him doing. She was taking his sperm, using him like a horse stallion person like that. You know, when they milk horses for the nut and the bulls and shit and sell it on the market. So that's what her grandma was doing. So he understood this was a job. So he meets his 44-year-old. Keep in mind, he like 17, 18 from the Zellwood Apopka area. She comes and goes in the house, and the grandma letting him screw her and all that stuff there. So she happened to be some kind of spiritual deity, witch, lady or something, and she saw the bag grandma put on his chest. And she was like, before we fuck, you got to take that off. So Reggie is smitten by this chick because she was fine. I seen her. She was right. So Reggie smitten by her. So he like, grandma said, I can't take it off. And then so she went in there and asked his grandmama, can you take it off? And she like, don't mess with that. That's his thing. I don't fuck with him, whatever he do. As long as he keep doing what he doing for me, he can keep that on. So every time Reggie went to fuck this woman, his dick wouldn't get hard. Now this nigga was known as having the biggest cock around this bitch. his shit wouldn't get hard. It wouldn't stay hard. He'll put it in her, it'll go limp. He tried to hit her in a kind of position, it'll go limp. So she was telling the grandma, hey, I need my money back. This nigga ain't performing. Ain't shit jumping up, because she wanted to get this, and people listen to me good. Y'all niggas better be fucking careful when y'all skeeting up in these chicks, boy. They can do some shit with your shit now. She said she wanted him to fuck her, skeet up in her, and drain it out later for her own personal use. She dropped the grandmama $1,000 on the table. So she paid the grandma $1,000 for this boy's sexual energy in his nut. But Reggie couldn't keep it up, can't get it up, because Spirit knew exactly what she was gonna do with his energy, and Grandma had provided that bag to protect him. Well, at least I would like to think Grandma provided that bag, or the bag Grandma provided was gonna protect my man. So the lady got upset, and she was like, well, I need my money back, and the lady, Reggie grandma, was like, Reggie, just cause your shit stank, they were just going off on each other. So the lady ended up saying she gonna report the lady to DCF custody and all that shit there. So Reggie hearing this, so first thing he do, he beelines out the house and he goes 4-5 apartments up to my house. It's like 8-9 o'clock at night. Knocks on the door, my mama let him in. He like, man, they down there acting crazy. And I say, okay, then you can sit in here and chill. So he lay down in the bed and he go to sleep on the beanbag I had in my room and shit. So we wake it, his grandma come knocking on the door about 2-3 days in the morning, getting it. So by then, my grandma over there dropping off my sister. And so she say, what is he doing here? I say, they had a fight down there. So grandma wake up Reggie and say, Reggie, baby, you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. They had a fight. Lady was talking about, she gave my grandma $1,000. I ain't know my grandma was getting paid for me doing this. I'm all hurt and sad. And he kept, he was just sad behind the shit. So now he go home, get ready, hang out, chilling. He didn't go to school too much. So now DCF come knock on the door. DCF say they got a report that the dude was sex trafficking her grandson. The lady was sex trafficking this dude. Turned out to be her grandson. So Reggie knew what the hell outside. Boy, I hate telling these fucking stories. The glass just scratched the fuck up. Jesus Christ, protect me while I'm telling this thing. I know y'all hear that. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So DCF is down there. They're giving Reggie grandma the onesie twos to work over. My grandma walks down there, and my grandma confronts Reggie grandmother, on the quiet side, slick side, and she was like, hey, I know what you're doing to that boy, and you need to stop using that boy's seed to fund whatever endeavor, drug operation, whatever you're doing, say, because it's wrong. That boy need to grow up, live a life, have a wife, he don't need to be all dried up and used up by the time he get old. Well, the lady got real jazzy and snappy with my grandma and like, hey, Agunju, you need to mind your motherfucking business, because all the men in my family know what this is. She say half of these motherfucking babies in New Jersey, like Newark, New Jersey, is related to them, because that's where she used to send the nut off to the spiritual man up there in New York and Newark, New Jersey. Her words, not mine. I remember this because I never heard of a place called Newark, New Jersey, something like that. It was just an odd thing to me. Well, all the spiritual men back in the day was using this young man's nut for that. So grandma was like, well, if you're gonna do some shit like that, then bitch, I'm gonna do it to you. So grandma snatched the lady hair out of her head. DCF thought it was just two older people tossing hands, fighting. They broke the shit up. Black community, you know how it go. So the lady was like, Agunju, don't try that shit, bitch. I'm just as good as you. Grandma say, well, I dare you. So that was the end of their conversation. So grandma never did nothing with the lady hair. Grandma just made her think that shit. I saw grandma walk in the house and bought her hair up and put it in the ashtray right by the front door. So a couple months passed, years passed, whatever. Reggie grown now, he 21, 22. Now Reggie is trying to get his own lady because his grandmama ain't using him no more. There's another 15, 16-year-old boy in the house that went to live with him, and now he's getting treated the same way. And Reggie knows this, so all the men in the family know this, but they can't stop it because hey, it is what it is. That's grandma matriarch is done. So I heard one day, because we all grown, the little boy was saying, "Ow, it hurts," as he was sitting on the green tank, chilling, playing. He come run with the kids, and I'm like, "What's hurting?" And he confided in me. He say, "Oh, my penis hurt." I'm like, "Why your penis hurting?" And she said, "Get this, everybody." She say, "Oh, my grandma keep hitting it. My grandma keep hitting it." I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean she hitting it?" And he say that every time I get in trouble, she'll lay it on the table or the counter, and she'll start whacking it with a brown wooden spoon until it's so. So back then I was like, that's fucking crazy. So now in my older days, I know what it is. The lady was giving the boys, the men in her family, priapisms, traumatizing the penis so the blood wouldn't flow properly in and out so it could stay hard, stay erect. No matter if the kid got a sensation, no matter if the dude got a sensation from fucking, it was all about going in, going out, satisfying the customer until naturally semen secretion come out, he bust a nut, and she would catch the nut in a jar, use it, and sell it to other spiritual people to, for them to do spell work. So she was pimping these boys' seed out. That's one thing my grandma did not motherfucking like. And my grandma urged me never go to her house, never eat from her house, never go near her. But my Uncle Dallas, get this shit, my Uncle Dallas, he was going down there and he was sitting out there fucking this older lady. That's my grandma's son, so this lady had to be 25 years older than Unc. So Uncle Dallas was going down there and he was screwing her. He was like, fuck this bitch. So he's screwing her and she breaking him off with a little change and all that stuff. And it's supposed to be a secret, but it's the project. Don't let it stay a secret. So Grandma found out Uncle Dallas was doing it. And Grandma told Uncle Dallas, do not nut in that bitch because you gonna sit up there and she gonna have your ass getting spell work done on you, and you ain't gonna have no strength, you ain't gonna have shit. Uncle Dallas wasn't listening. He kept on fucking this woman. He thought he was cool, young nigga fucking chilling. They called him Mo. Uncle Mo was out there running cock straight up in our ass. See, cause the men in my family, we ain't no slouches either, goddammit. We wasn't like Reggie and them family, but baby, holla at your boy. So it got all kind of crazy, man, in the hood and with that story. So I just digressed a little bit because Uncle Dallas came into play. I want to make sure I get all the memory up in this bit. So now back to Reggie and the 16-year-old boy. So Reggie got upset at the 16-year-old boy because the boy was hurting and Reggie understood what was going on. But here's the twist to all this, good people. The boy was a chicken. The boy was afraid of women. And the boy didn't want to have sex with women. The boy liked it dudes. So the young 16-year-old boy, he wanted to live an alternative lifestyle. So his grandmama couldn't get the same results that she got from Reggie and the other men. So y'all won't believe what this bitch did. And I'm speaking from my grandma point of view in this. And I'm a grown man at the time, so I understand grandma talking to me real nigga shit. The lady would have the boy jack off to men, have sex with other older gay men. I kid you not. And she would collect his nut like this. To her, it didn't care. It was just sexual energy being thrown out there. And this is the crazy part now. And I want y'all to hear me good. I'm telling you some spell work. Boy, my grandma ain't no joke. And these old heads, this old magic is a motherfucker. Use it if you need to. She would take the boy semen from fucking the dudes. Some she would save, and like the majority, she would take an egg, a regular chicken egg, bought from the store or from a coop. You choose. Here go a spell, y'all. She would take it and she would have the boy nut on the egg, like pour his semen on the egg or finish off on the egg. All what she caught in the jar from him having sex with the man, she would put the 16-year-old boy put his shit on the egg. Once she put that boy shit on that egg, she would take the egg, she would wrap it in a white cloth, and she would just like put it back in the refrigerator to be whatever. Now, somebody came over there, she would sell one of the boys' egg for like $100 a piece. I pause right there, boy, because I'm telling you, this shit get real. Y'all think magic ain't fucking real. Y'all think these spiritual systems got it all under wrap. But them old head with this folk magic, they knew how to do it. She was selling that boy's energy because he was 16 and pure, never been touched by a woman. See, this is the thing my grandma taught me, and I'm finna put y'all up on some game. Grandma say a man is still a virgin if he haven't penetrated a woman. If he penetrates a man, he is still a virgin because the object of a virginity being taken is for a man to enter a woman to become virtuous. That's the only way. A woman is still a virgin if she haven't been fucked by a man. So all the bumping and grinding, that's cool. Sexual activity, busting a nut, that's cool. Rubber toys, good deal. But it has to be that exchange of male and female energy. So the lady had the boy grandma understood this practice too, cause these old heads, they grew up in the same areas. So now this is why my grandma said why she would put that boy semen on that egg. Listen, nasty, y'all. She would put that boy semen on that egg, and she would sell the eggs for like $100, $150 a pop. Each one of these eggs she sold, these were used to do cleaning rituals. This was used to put the egg all on the woman's forehead, put the egg on the woman's vagina, put the eggs on the woman's womb, and it would suck out all the negative energy, spell work or whatever that was put on her due to an innocent man, warrior, male energy protecting the womb of the woman. This is where the idea of the Ankh comes from, my grandma said. So grandma used to always tell me, be protective of your womb. Be protective of a woman's womb, but be protective of your seed that's gonna go into that woman's womb. So I'm finna wrap this motherfucker up. I know it's getting long. So now, the boy, he's in the dudes. This goes on for a while. Grandma selling this boy eggs as protection. This boy is getting strong. Is getting weaker, not stronger. His erections ain't lasting long, and now he got a bruised penis, which is a priapism. Look it up. Now the boy penis is deformed, so now he don't want to pull it out, and he don't want to show nobody. So now he switches from giving sex to men to taking sex from men. And the last I heard, the boy still never took a woman, and now he's living an alternative lifestyle as what they call nowadays the bottom part of the same-sex relationship. And forgive me, that's not my code, that's not my thing, so I don't know the lingo. So y'all gotta forgive me in advance if I fuck it up. But yeah, so he's the one that's receiving, and to this day, I don't know if he ever did something with a chick, but I know for the simple fact, he is the receiver. As for his grandmama, get this, this lady died of a urinary cancer infection. Her vagina ended up getting infected, and they couldn't fix it, and she couldn't get cured for it, so she died of uterine cancer, something like that in the uterus. My grandma told me that when they got that woman, they read out on the stretcher, all her lower half, her body, vagina area was covered in blood and black oil. So she died of uterine cancer. My grandma pointed at it and said, that's what that bitch get. She spent all her life taking motherfucker seed, and spirit closed her fucking womb up and killed her for it. Now I'm finna end it right there because the bitch getting a little graphic and I'm starting to remember people. So hey, y'all gotta be careful out here who y'all nut in, or who y'all sit up there and nut and what you nut on. Y'all send brothers, and we being real with this shit. brothers, we sitting up here dropping seed in these women, and you don't know if they taking that shit home, using it in their spell work. You wonder why you sitting up here tired, can't focus, can't think. Half of these women ain't using the spell to keep, they're using your nut to keep you. They using your nut to motherfucking enhance their spell. And some of these chicks, and I'm just being 100 people, some of these chicks who got these mama that are witch doctors and witch ladies, they'll sit their ass up there and send their daughter out there to fuck or whatever. And when their daughter come back from fucking, dude done bust in them, they'll have that girl squat over that toilet, take her underwear and scrape that shit out, and using your energy and spell work. I'm telling you how to protect yourself, good people. Ladies, here's one for you. But y'all send y'all ass up here thinking it's all good to be squirting up a motherfucking joint and not sitting up there bringing y'all some ammonia with you. I'm telling you some shit. My grandma taught my sister to bring y'all, put y'all a little spray bottle of ammonia in a little squitz bottle. Put it in your purse. What ammonia does, it kills the DNA inside the squirting and all that shit there. If the nigga don't get up and take them covers off the bed and wash them, baby, he got your DNA. This is some serious shit here. But you gotta trust your partner, women. So if y'all out here having sex with multiple partners, y'all busting nuts on the sheet, squirting it up the fucking joint, and y'all leaving that DNA right on that bed, bring your own towel, bring your own motherfucking raincoat, shower curtain, put that bitch down and wrap that bitch up. If a real nigga still gonna get the pussy if he add that, if he on that. I don't care what you lay on the bed. Y'all better protect yourself, because y'all essence is everything. Men use that shit, cut holes out the sheet and all that shit, and start using y'all ass in spell work, and you wonder why you can't get your mind right, wonder why you can't take care of your kids, wonder why you can't focus on shit. Because these niggas that y'all fucking out here, leaving y'all essence and DNA in them, on them, is taking your motherfucking goddamn essence and putting it in spell work. Now, that's me bitching and raving and ranting. We can follow up on the recap if that's what you like. I'm finna get out of this bitch right here. I'm tight. Telling y'all ass, boy, the essence of love is a hateful motherfucking thing when in the wrong hands. Take care of yourself, everybody. Stay safe.